Hey, how's it going everybody, and welcome to a new video. Tonight I'm gonna be talking about sleep paralysis and the sleep paralysis demons. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna explain everything in a couple of seconds, guys. But before I do that, if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button and turn that bell on so you don't miss any of these crazy adventures that I go on. I'll put some episodes up so you guys can see what I'm saying. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So guys, this is pretty serious. Basically, I woke up last night and I had one of these experiences. It's called sleep paralysis, and if you've ever had it, basically what's gonna happen to you is you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night and you can't move, you can't talk, you can only look around with your eyes. All you can do is look. And the problem with that is that you're basically half asleep. That's why you're paralyzed. So you're still dreaming, and a lot of times, because you're scared of the fact that you just can't move your body, you're dreaming about nightmares. You're basically seeing real nightmares live in front of you. Now, I have a lot of stories on like Reddit, on just like a lot of people have went through these like horror stories basically. I'll get you some testimonies from even my roommates like Jester, Hype Mike. They literally went through this type of experience just like me. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna show you exactly how it was like through this camera. I'll show you as if the camera are my eyes and how it felt, or rather what I heard and what I saw. Guys, it was really scary. Anyway, so here we go. I have Reddit opened up right now, and basically I'm gonna read to you some horror stories of sleep paralysis, guys. This basically happened to this happened to these people, and I really feel bad for them. I mean, I found a story here already that's just, it's insane. It's really wild. So let's get into this story here. So this person, Sneaky Pie Brown, says, I actually have it fairly often, so much now that I realize when it's occurring. These days I just close my eyes and won't open them no matter what I feel or hear. And that's smart, guys. If you ever get into this situation, do that. Anyways, he says doing this though, it doesn't force him to wake up, and he still has to wait for this nightmare to end. He still feels and hears everything. Sometimes he feels like he's being dragged somewhere, or constantly feels like something is touching him, or with voices around. And guys, that's what I experienced. I experienced voices, and I should have closed my eyes because what I saw is undescribable. Anyways, let's read exactly what he saw. So he says that he's seen a few things, and horror films don't really do anything for him anymore. A little girl in the corner of his room staring at him. Then, without notice, she shrieks and runs up and starts choking him. Guys, he literally saw this happen, because you're basically dreaming, and you're dreaming nightmares, live nightmares. It's insane. Another one here from the same guy. A large dark figure, kind of a human silhouette, emerging from the foot of his bed and staring down at him. Guys, I had something very similar, and the large dark figure is known to be the sleep paralysis demon, and sometimes he's got like a big smile. If you've seen the thumbnail of this video, he basically looks like that, and I'll have Hype Mike tell you what he saw. And it's truly terrifying, and it involves the sleep paralysis demon. So the third story from the same person, he has them very regularly. So what he saw was something banging and scraping on his bedroom door. He was hearing this, guys. He was literally hearing that happen, and he keeps it locked at night. He says, I have had ones where it opens by itself, and no, the door isn't open when he wakes up. It only opens in the dream. So basically, guys, you can see a door opening. You can hear scratches. Oh man, it's so scary. This one here, my bedroom door opening by itself, followed by dark figures coming into my room. Guys, that's terrifying. Just imagine you're there, you can't move, and then basically you see like what looks like some robbers or something. It's just like, or demons walking into your room, and you can't move, you can't say anything, guys. The earliest one I can remember is with my mother in the room. She is sitting on my bed. Her face morphs into a demon-like thing. The worst thing is when you try to fight or call for help, your voice doesn't work and your body will not respond. You just feel helpless. Guys, it's literally what it is. You're paralyzed. That's why they call it sleep paralysis. Let's see some other ones here. Ooh, this one here, Curly Bacon. I've had cycles of sleep paralysis for as long as I can remember and regularly see 2 different demons, as he calls them. The hallucinations are visual, auditory, you can physically feel them. They have become more vivid as he gets older. Guys, this is an ongoing problem for a lot of people. One is a tall, dark, hooded figure that always stood at the bottom of my bed. Guys, that's just terrifying. My scariest experience with him is when I woke up one night with sleep paralysis and the big, spooky, hooded bastard was standing right next to me. His hood was covering his face, but I knew he was watching me and I knew he was evil. The second one I see is a smallish gremlin type creature that got pointy features and is a browny green color, very similar to the ones in the paintings that he's seen before. Sometimes it'll take things from like paintings or real situations before, and then obviously it's a dream, so it'll just replay it in front of you. And this one, supposedly he restricts his breathing and speaks in a weird whispery language. I woke up once, he was crouching in the corner of the ceiling, and when I looked at him, he turned his head and looked right at me and smiled. So we have Creepy Matt here. I have experienced sleep paralysis a few times in my life. The first time was the worst. Back then I didn't even know that something like sleep paralysis exists. He was 13 or 14 at the time. So here's the story. I remember waking up and hearing really loud scraping sound. I thought it was my father because his legs are sick and that's the sort of sound he makes when he's walking. So I guess his leg scrapes on the floor, guys. I remember I tried moving, but I couldn't do anything at all. I could barely breathe. I couldn't close my eyes. I couldn't make any sound at all. I was starting to panic, desperately trying to say something or just move a little bit. The sound was getting louder and louder to the point that I could barely stand it. I also started feeling pressure on my chest. That's when I saw a strange head in front of me, and I was laying at my side at the time. I remember the head being male, skinny, bald, its ears were sticking out, and it had a sort of bluish color. The head started talking to me. The only thing it said was, "You have to warn her." After that, the head started to fade away. After it was gone, he regained control of his body. I was completely terrified and my heart was beating like crazy. I remember he went to my computer and then he read about what sleep paralysis is. This one is pretty scary. Another encounter that I remember didn't actually happen to me. My ex came over for the night, we were sleeping together and she suddenly woke me up. She was covered in sweat, she was shaking, breathing heavy. She actually knew about sleep paralysis and she told me she woke up laying turned towards me and she couldn't move. She was scared. Then she started hearing a really loud laugh, like a maniacal laugh. She then started to notice this huge grin on my face to the point that she could clearly see my teeth. She said it was terrifying. After she woke up sitting at the bed staring at me, it took a while for her to calm down. Guys, sometimes you'll just see things like her boyfriend was sleeping and then all of a sudden he was giving her a grin. Guys, this one's very scary. Lebowski Achiever 12. Or Lebowski Achiever 12. First time I watched a figure darker than pitch black room walk from the hallway into my room, then it bent over at the waist and seemingly stared at me, about 6 inches away from my face. Then it tried to rip my heart out of my chest by chowing down on my rib cage. Trying to scream was useless. For what seemed like an eternity, completely frozen, finally screamed, it exploded into a cloud and dissolved. The second time was playing in a metal band and crashed at our bass player's apartment. Had all sorts of pentagram and various hell-loving metal posters all over the wall and in the living room. I was on the couch and I watched the same dark figure I've seen years before walk into the room and sit in a chair across from me. Started again staring at me and pointing at me until I could finally scream. This time it just dissolved. Guys, he said it happened 3 or 4 times, and he doesn't know what the dark man or sleep paralysis demon was until about a year ago. So he spent 20 years thinking that he was being haunted, or just, I don't even know, guys. Like, this guy, it's messed up. I was 8 years old when it first happened. You awaken in a panic. Something is not right, and you know it. Something is close. Something is in here with you. You try to scream, but your mouth will not move. Soon you discover that you can't move your body either. All of the straining and the willpower only lets you blink, or maybe move a index finger, if you're lucky. There's no escape from this. Soon you see them. Something in here with you, something that isn't human. You try to scream for your mom and your dad in the next room, but you can't even make a noise, and then you see them. They don't walk, they glide, moving towards your bed. They look down on you, their elongated bodies, some horrific caricature of the human form. You know their intent is malevolent, you can feel it, sense it, even though you're just a child. Okay guys, so I'm gonna get Jester and Hype Mike in here, my roommates, to come tell you what they experienced when they had sleep paralysis. And then after that, I'm gonna show you how it feels and what you see. I am gonna play the video of exactly what sleep paralysis looks like, sounds like, and probably feels like to many of everybody out there. All you people that have been through this, you know what I'm talking about. Okay guys, so I have him here, and what I want you to do is first, like, introduce yourself and tell them how your experience was with sleep paralysis.
Well, I go by the name of Hype Mike on YouTube. I'm sure a lot of you know that, but I do not have sleep paralysis. I normally sleep every day, whatever, everything's normal, but there's only one time where I've ever experienced it, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever gone through. I don't remember how, like, my state of mind or like how tired I was at the point, but at the old house, not this one, but the one before this, there was a couch in the room with a fireplace. If they've seen any of my older videos, I'm sure you would know the room where the fireplace is. There was a couch, and you were able to look down the hall up to the front door, but you couldn't see the front door. You could see down the hall, and you could see the basement door. So I'm on the couch. I'm like planning on taking a nap, so I'm just like kind of like chilling on the couch, planning to film later in the day. So I'm pretty tired already, so I'm just like, okay, I need to like maybe like nap so I can be able to film later. So I'm just sleeping, or I guess I was trying to sleep, and then I like kind of hear, or what I think I hear is the front door open. And Nick, I was living with two roommates, Nick and Jesse, and I thought they were coming in because I didn't think they were home. They were coming in from the front door. So I just have my eyes open. I'm like looking down the hall, waiting for them to like show up and just like say hi or something, and nothing happens. So in my head, it kind of felt like a dream at the same time, because I wasn't really like there was no logic. Yeah. I'm just like, oh, like maybe he's like gonna prank me, or I'm just gonna wait there and wait for them to prank me. So I'm just like waiting there. I'm like, oh, something's gonna happen. Like, what are they doing? Like, I don't know why they're not answering me. They don't show up, so I'm just like, hey, I'm just gonna wait, because I knew something was coming, and I'm just like, hey, this is getting really weird, because I knew someone like came through the front door. So I'm just waiting there, and then I looked, because I said before, you're able to look down the hall and also see the basement door. The basement door was open, and I looked into the basement door. It was fully dark. You couldn't see in there, but it was open just slightly, and I was able to see a face. The face was so weird. It kind of, I thought it was Jesse at first. I thought it was just his face, like waiting to like surprise me. And then it started getting a little more creepy as my focus started to actually like see it more. it looked more like something was like smiling at me, but its mouth was up to the side of its eyes, and it was like a creepy smile, and it wasn't moving, and that's all I only saw the facial features. I didn't see a head, I didn't see anything else, I just saw that. And it started to get, you know when your mind starts to, it sees something it doesn't really understand, so it starts to put things together.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it started to look more like a creepy face, and it's just like, whoa, like where's, like what is that? Like why is that there? Is that Jesse? I'm not sure. And then the more it started to get like more like detailed in my head, this thing crawls out. It was almost like 1 second in time. This thing crawls out of the door. At this point, I can't move. I know I can't move, and I'm just like, holy shit, like, it crawls out of the door, stands, like, it was like crouched, looking at me, stands up, as tall as the ceiling, this gray reptilian texture on its skin. It kind of looked like the ray. Kind of looked like that, but super, super tall, and still had that creepy face on it. Stood very tall and started like sprinting towards me, and then I like woke up or something, I don't know, and I just like looked around, I'm like, what the fuck was that? And then it was just like, in my head it was like, was that sleep paralysis? And I'm just like, I was like, that was so cool, like it was so vivid. Oh my god, it was so cool.
It's insane, right?
I wouldn't encourage myself to ever do it, like force myself into sleep paralysis, but I hear sleep paralysis get really, really bad. But from my experience, it was really, really cool, because I love everything scary, everything horror. And it didn't hurt me in any way. I heard sleep paralysis can hurt you sometimes, but it didn't hurt me. So in the end, I was like, wow, that was really, really cool. And I get to talk about it, you know? I live to tell the tale, like most people.
Exactly, but overall, guys, it's a lot of people don't know exactly what's going on. So it's really scary. You know, you wake up, you think you saw something messed up. You know what I mean? Like, and most of the time, sometimes you just hear things like you think someone's trying to kill you or rob you, and sometimes you can feel pain, like it'll actually attack you and hurt you. And yeah, thanks for telling us like how your experience was, and obviously it's messed up. Like, it's messed up. That's all I have to say. Okay, guys, so here I have Jester, my roommate, and basically he's been through it as well, the sleep paralysis. And I want you to like explain what happened, like when you were experiencing, I think, the scariest one that you told me.
The scariest one?
He's had 3.
I've had, well, 3, but 2 that I can like vividly remember. One, I was actually at my old house with my parents, my mom, and I was in my bed laying down at the edge of the bed, and the other side was the wall. The edge of the bed where I was laying down, there's nothing there, so it was completely empty, right? And I'm very tired. I don't know how many hours I went without sleeping. It was probably over 24 hours. I was exhausted. And that's normally when I kind of get into that kind of state. It's happened a couple times, but really the 2 main ones. And basically, passed out, kind of passed out. I fell into sleep paralysis, and basically what happened is I was laying down facing the wall with my back facing the edge of the bed, nothing there, right? And I felt like something was on me, like attached to my back. So like in the side of my eyes, I could kind of see, you know, see that there's something like there, but I don't know what it is. And when you're in sleep paralysis, you can't move. You can move your eyes, but you can't move your body physically, and you can't really say anything. But basically, I could tell that there's something attached to me, to my back. And then at first I thought it was just like a dream, but then I realized, wait a minute, the edge of my back is facing off the end of the bed, which means something that's on me is hanging off the edge of the bed. So then I started to think, oh, wait, what's happening? Like, this is creepy. And then when I could kind of tell from the side of my eye was this black figure, something creepy, but I couldn't really tell what it was. Eventually, it just got like kind of creepy, so I kind of tried to wake myself out of it, but I kind of realized while it was happening that it was under sleep paralysis. And that was the first time ever, like that was one of the creepier times. And then the second time, like that was, I would say, probably the scariest time of all time. In my old house, we were pretty certain that the house was to a certain extent haunted, and it's not the first person in the house to have actually had sleep paralysis in the same exact spot. Me and Hype Mike had the same exact spot where it happened, and basically we were both super exhausted, hadn't slept in a long time, I don't know how many hours, laid on the couch facing the fireplace in the old house, kind of zooming in, out of sleep, nothing really crazy, just tired. And eventually I did kind of fall asleep, but I was like awake and I could see the room, but I couldn't move. So I already knew that I was in sleep paralysis because of before, but I didn't really see anything. So I was just kind of there, looking at the fireplace, being like, oh cool, I'm in this state again. Now, once I started realizing that, I looked on the fireplace and there's a glass covering it, right? And I could see a reflection of something really, really creepy. Like, I don't know what, but something dark as heck, similar to the last time. And it was like, as if it was on top of me, laying down. But I couldn't tell and I couldn't move. It's like as if it was on the edge of the bed, laying on top, looking at me, but I couldn't really do anything. And then I was like, wow, this is creepy, I need to wake up. And I was calling Michelle, because he was actually on his on his computer, which is at the end of the room, and I remember him telling me, saying that he actually heard me saying his name, and that I like screamed apparently, but yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Guys, so like I said, it's scary. Like honestly, I mean, Michelle, Hype Mike, he said he actually enjoyed it because he likes horror things, but not a lot of people enjoy this type of stuff, and it could be like life-changing for some people and never be able to sleep again.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much for sharing your experience. And yeah, man. Okay guys, so now that you've heard the stories from my roommates, I'm gonna show you how it feels, what you see, and basically through my eyes. What the heck? Oh my god. I can't move. What's going on? Oh my god, what time is it? Why can't I move? What is that? Oh! Something's behind me. Guys. Oh my god. What's that sound? Why can't I move? Huh? What is that? What's going on? What's that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is that? What is that? Oh my god, I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die. I can't move. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh! What? What was that? Where'd it go? Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't sleep here. And guys, basically, that's the horrifying experience that me and many others have either been through, will go through, and it's just gonna continue happening. And basically, thank you for watching. If you watched till the end, it means you enjoyed it. If you want to see more crazy stuff like this, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn that bell on so you don't miss any of these. Moosey's out.